Hello, and welcome back to a Fishy Plant Man production with me, Fishy Plant Man, as your host. Alright, I think I got it right that time. Yeah, I muddied this tank up a bit. First, I fed them, and then I didn't top off the water, which would have been a good thing to do. And then I stirred things up. I ended up dropping a piece of glass into the aquarium that I had to fish out. And by the time I did all that, I had stirred things up in the tank quite a bit. So you can probably see things floating around. And yeah, it's just not as pristine as it was 5 minutes ago. But that's okay. Today, I've decided to talk about Malaysian trumpet snails. Why? Well, because I have them now. Now, when I say that, technically, the colony is in the African tank, which is the 55 across the room. But the light has already gone out in that tank, so I'll film this one. And down there you go, there is a Malaysian trumpet snail. Maybe you can see him. He's the, he's the only kind of snail I've got in here. I didn't think I would be able to film the snail itself, because there is maybe 2 in this aquarium now. I put, I believe, this one in to start the colony. And then I'm pretty sure I saw another one on like day 2 or 3. And it's like, well, it's in there now. If snails only need 1, or at least this particular snail only needs 1, well, there's 2, so that's a even better start. I don't know. That's one of the questions. I wrote down 4 questions here, and I'm pretty sure that has to do with one of them, but without actually reading them, I don't see which one. The main reason I want them in this tank is, well, as you can see, that plant is melting back and it's getting new leaves just fine, but it's got algae, whatever you want to call it, all over the old weak leaves. Maybe the snails will, help with that some. And on the glass, maybe they'll help with that some. However, I'm not going to slow down my cleaning for the snails. There's plenty of algae, like along the bottom here, where I can't quite reach it. There's like a whole row along there. Yeah, there's on the top of these pedestals, they can find food. So I'm going to keep up my maintenance. And I will quit scrubbing the glass when and if the snails take that job over. So yeah, I'm not going to slow down the maintenance until the snails, take over. So there's that. And yeah, that's one of the things. Malaysian trumpet snails are apparently notorious for taking over a tank. Well, we'll see. But I thought I would get to the questions. Like I said, I'm not sure which question that was I alluded to. But question 1. How long can Malaysian trumpet snails live? Well, I did a little bit of research after getting them. Now, mind you, I've only had Malaysian trumpet snails about 6 days. And that's, maybe 2 days of research has gone into this. Total. So how long can Malaysian trumpet snails live? Well, I went to YouTube University. Most people seem to say a year. I think there was 1 or 2 videos that claimed 2 years. So, probably about a year. It is what it is. With any luck, once the colony gets established, you're gonna have trumpet snails. So, question 2. Do Malaysian trumpet snails need to mate or reproduce, or whatever term you want to use there? This is more of a 50-50. Some people say they're hermaphrodites, but it still takes 2, which makes a lot of sense to me. Every coupling, both of them get pregnant, sort of thing. So, 1, 2. It mattered when I thought there was only 1 in the tank. Now that there's 2, I guess it really doesn't matter much. So, there's that. They do seem to be live bearers, so, no eggs to get eaten. But if you got fish that eat eggs, they'll probably just eat tiny snails anyway, so not much of a difference there. So, question 3 is, how long do Malaysian trumpet snails need to mature? I don't know. They're said to reproduce quickly, so I'm gonna go with about 3 months. It's kind of a guess more than anything. But if they reproduce quickly, 3 months would be my, slow side of quickly. Like a week would be really quick to be born, mature, and start reproducing yourself. 3 months, pretty quick, but I'd say that's on the backside of quickly. So I'm gonna say about 3 months. If they're quick about it, it's probably a bit quicker than 3 months. And the last one, do Malaysian trumpet snails eat meat? That's a probably, because there's been some talk about, a fish dies, not a fish is attacked, but a fish dies and they may eat it by the time you get it netted out. Now I'm thinking that's with something like mollies or, fantail guppies. I can't imagine losing one of these parrots and it disappearing before I can get to it. How bad of a fish keeper would I need to be for 2 snails, 1 snail, 2 snails? It don't matter. 100 snails ain't gonna get rid of one of these fish that quickly. So, that's my thing. So, I got snails now, and hopefully they will help. Yes, this is a very ugly plant, but as these immersed growths die back, I imagine it will get to looking a bit nicer. Same over here. Once that Java fern gets going, it will look nicer. The idea is some point, probably not before I die. My understanding is it takes Java Fern a while. But the idea is the Java Fern will carpet, and then this sword, melon sword, whatever it is, will kind of, it's not in the middle of the tank, but it'll grow there. Maybe the bush will get bigger. Maybe. Yeah. And then the Java Fern will be all around it. So we'll see. But that's my kind of clumsy bit on the Malaysian trumpet snail. So we will see. Now, we'll see just how long it takes them to take over a tank. I sort of overfeed this tank, but not ridiculously, so we'll see. I've counted, like I said, I've been, counting the numbers over in the other tank. The peak, I think, was 6. Today, I've counted, 3 is the maximum number that I was able to count today. So we'll see. There's probably a few more than 6 in the African tank. There really should only be 2 in this one, though. So we will see how the snail endeavor goes. Seems to be alive. It's moving. Did you see it twitch, or is my camera skills too shaky? I'll talk to you next time.